Here in Iowa, citizens have a right to trial that they may not always be stacked in their favor. DITV's Jace Bertrand explores several key issues facing Iowans in the justice system.
For tens of thousands of Iowans each year, they will find themselves in a courtroom just like this, standing trial for a criminal case. And for upwards of 80% of them, they will be using a public defender.
Iowa is exceptional in the amount of cost that it assesses against criminal defendants.
The Sixth Amendment of the United States Constitution guarantees a defendant's right to an attorney, but does not guarantee the right to an affordable trial.
It's particularly unfair in the way that the law presumes that a person has the ability to pay.
In 43 of 50 states, court fees have been introduced to make up for the cost of employing public defenders. Either employed by the state or on contract with private practices, public defenders are given to defendants determined by the court to be unable to afford a private attorney.
Approximately 80 to 90% of all criminal defendants do qualify for court-appointed counsel.
These are people who, by definition, cannot afford an attorney. That's the class of people we're talking about.
While the public defender services are free, the cost of the trial is not. Following the verdict, defendants are given bills of upwards of thousands of dollars, even if they were found not guilty of their charges.
It truly is absurd. It really undermines the presumption of innocence that we have as a very core part of our Constitution.
If the fines aren't paid, defendants can have their driver's licenses or portions of their paycheck taken away.
So that's one of the more significant ramifications that we see kind of come back.
Others have opted to take plea deals instead of going to court.
I think this is what causes a huge class of people to be trapped in poverty.
These fees, the lack of adequate coverage for defendants in rural areas, and a decrease in public and private attorneys taking on clients has resulted in the public defense system in Iowa reaching near collapse.
They're spread very, very thin. They're taking cases in multiple counties usually.
During her condition of the judiciary last year, Iowa Chief Justice Susan Christensen stated, quote, "Attorneys, judges, and court administration are scrambling to try and cover bases." And while organizations such as the Sixth Amendment Center and the Marshall Project are working to help indigent defendants, the solution will ultimately lie with the judiciary and the legislature. From the Johnson County Courthouse, Jace Bertrand, DITV.